Hello everyone and welcome to Kernel of Wisdom. I'm Joelle and my friend John is going to be joining me today.
Namaste, I'm honored to be here.
John runs the channel Dutch Smiling Yogi and he is an awesome yoga instructor who lives and travels all around the world. The actual sitting for meditation can be really hard in the beginning, so we thought we would give you a full beginner practice. Some yoga to help you settle in and get comfortable, and then a beginner mindfulness meditation to get your meditation practice started. So now I'm going to pass you over to John.
So in the old days, the yogis used to meditate about 16 hours a day, sitting all the day in meditation. What actually happened was that their body started to deteriorate. They didn't do anything for their body, they were just busy with their mind. So we're looking for simple ways to keep their body healthy. And what they did was studying nature. They were looking how the animals were moving, they were looking at trees, they were looking at plants. That's why so many asanas are actually named after animals, named after trees. So by doing those asanas, they started to keep their body healthy, and by having a healthy body, it was easier to meditate for them. Now let's go to nowadays society. We sit almost 16 hours on a chair, behind a computer, behind a laptop or behind a mobile phone, and our body starts to look like this. We're going back to the Neanderthaler area where we're walking forward. So we have to keep our body healthy. When we meditate, we want to sit up straight. We want to stay awake. That's why we don't lay down. It's the difference between being aware and mindful, being conscious or being unconscious. So we want to sit up straight, we want to be aware, so we have to do some asanas before we meditate. So let's start with some yoga first. We're gonna be on our hands and knees. We just want to wake up our spine, warm up our spine, so it's gonna be easier to sit. So in inhalation, you're gonna look up, arch your spine downwards. Exhalation, you're gonna round your spine. Inhale, we're gonna look up again, arching your spine down. Exhale, rounding your spine. 3 more times. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Then come back, just sitting. You're going to bring your legs straight forward, and you want to sit up already straight. If it's really hard to sit up straight because you have short hamstrings, just take a pillow or a block, and you can have your pillow under your sitting bones, and then your legs are forward. We're going to pick up one leg. We're going to hold on just underneath the knee, and we're just going to make circles with our lower leg to the left, and we do that 5 times. I have 2 more to go, if correct. And we circle the other side. And what we actually want to do is we want to loosen up our knees, because we're going to bend our knees when we're sitting. So we want to loosen them up now. Then we stop circling. We're bending our leg. We're going to straighten it and bend it. And we do that 5 times as well. So that's number 3, number 4, and number 5. And the same we want to do with our ankle. So we hold on to our shin and we just turn our ankle to the left 5 times, 4 and 5, and to the right 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And it's totally normal when it's cracking all the side. Now we bring our legs forward, we're pointing our toes and we're pulling them towards them. Point them and we pull. We point and we pull. 2 more. Point and pull and point and pull. Right leg's done. You can go to the floor. Gonna bring up the leg again. Interlace your fingers. Hold on underneath the knee. We're gonna make circles to the left. 3, 4 and 5, and to the right 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then we hold on to the leg. We're going to straighten it and bend it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold on to your leg, point your ankle forward and pull it towards you. Point it forward, pull it towards, point forward, pull it towards. 2 more. Point forward, pull towards, point forward, pull towards. Bend your knee, didn't forget the circling, so we circle to the left. That's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. And the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some nice knooking here. We come and we sit down, preferably on the floor for this one. You can stay on the pillow, preferably on the floor. We're going to take hold of our right ankle. We're going to place it on our left thigh. This can already be very, very hard, so see how you go. You want to keep your ankle active. If you relax it, it will fall down like this. You put a lot of tension on your ligaments. So you want to keep it fairly active. Hands on the floor, other hand is on the knee. This is an opening for your hip, opening for your knee. You want to go really easy with it. So it's just like bouncing it a few times, a little bit towards the floor. And get a little bit more hip opener and a little bit more knee opener. A few more breaths. Make sure your ankle stays active. Take it off, straighten the leg, bending the other leg, placing it on top of the thigh, ankle active, hand on the floor, left hand on the knee. We'll just play a little bit bouncing ball with this knee as well. Couple of more breaths on this side. Now we're going to sit again. We're going to use the pillow. We're going to fold it double. We're going to try to sit on our knees and have the pillow underneath our pelvis, and we sit on the pillow. If this is really easy, you can bring the pillow to your side and just sit on your heels. We're going to straighten our spine. Right hand's on the left ear. We're going to bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. So we want to open up the neck muscles and we want to get some tension out of the shoulder muscles. We do this for about 5 breaths as well. Now we're going to turn our head a little bit. So it's kind of looking with your right eye in the left pocket of your trousers. You want to feel the stretch going a little bit further to the back. So first it was on the side. Now it actually goes a little bit further to the back. And slowly bring your head up, release your hand. Left hand comes, right ear, left ear goes to the left shoulder. You don't have to pull, it's just the weight of your hand opening up the side of your neck. Other shoulder hangs down. This time left ear is looking in the right pocket of your trousers, even when you don't have them. The stretch goes a little bit more to the back of your neck. We bring our head up again. We're interlacing our fingers. Hands are on the back of our head, elbows come forward, spine is straight, we're just bending at the neck, and it's only the weight of your arms giving you a little stretch in your neck, loosening up some tension there as well. And slowly bring your head up again, release your arms, come sitting on your butt, place your feet on the floor, hands are behind you. We're going to inhale, we're going to bring our chest forward and upwards, looking towards the ceiling, so we're opening our chest. We stay here for a couple of breaths. Chin goes towards your chest. Shake out your legs. Shaking is the best for relaxation, even better than stretching. And I'm going to prepare for our meditation. So there are different ways you can sit. You can just sit in easy cross. If that's good for you, perfect, do it. You can be in half lotus with one ankle on top on the other thigh. One I really like is to bring your toes in between your calf muscle and your thigh muscle. And then the other toes that are underneath, you're going to pull them up and you're going to bring them on the same spot in between the calf and the thigh. This gives you like a really firm foundation without having your legs too crazy in lotus. If you can make it in lotus, right leg can be on top of the left thigh and you pick up the left leg on top of the right, or the other way around, whatever is comfortable for you. The whole idea, you want to have a firm foundation, you want to have a straight spine. Options you have, just take a pillow. If it's hard to sit up straight, you can use a pillow and you can have the pillow underneath your butt. If you need more than one pillow, just use two, or other options is to use blankets as well. There's another very nice way to sit in meditation, but can be harder on your knees. You want to sit down, knees double, and you're actually sitting on top of your heels, which gives you a very good foundation as well. If this is still very hard, you can take a chair, you can sit up on a chair. If you don't make it with your feet on the floor, maybe get some yoga blocks, maybe get some books, place the books or the blocks on the floor and place your feet on that. As long as you have a straight spine, it's okay. What a lot of people like to do in the beginning is just go to the wall and have a pillow between the wall and their back, so it gives them the idea that they're sitting up straight. So we stay awake, we stay alert. So, by now, your body is ready to meditate. Now it's time for your mind, it's time for Joelle. So I'm going to give you over to Joelle. Enjoy.
That was awesome, John. Thank you. If you liked what you saw from John, make sure you check out more of his videos on his channel, Dutch Smiling Yogi, here. And now that you're ready to sit, let's get started with this meditation. To start, we're going to do a simple external awareness meditation. This is a great beginner meditation because it starts to train your mind to relax and focus. So all you need to do is notice and acknowledge two things in this meditation, because your eyes are going to be closed. The first is that you may notice your mind is attracted to sounds in the room. If you do notice your mind is drawn to any noise, just acknowledge it by silently using the label sound. And the second thing you might notice come up is any physical sensations on or in your body that your mind is drawn to, but that aren't associated with an emotion. So you might notice an itch or a muscle ache or the coolness of the air against your skin, or you might notice the feeling of your clothes against your body. If you notice any of these physical sensations, just silently acknowledge it by using the label touch. So now that you know what to pay attention to, sound or touch, let me explain how this works. We're going to be using your breath to help anchor and guide the meditation. So on every inhale, you're just going to check in and notice what your mind is attracted to in your external environment, whether it's sound or touch. And whichever one it's attracted to, that's where you just give it the label, sound or touch, to acknowledge it. Now I'm going to add just one more label to the mix. Sometimes when you inhale and then check in, you might notice that your mind's not attracted to anything. If that happens, just acknowledge it by using the label all rest. But I want to emphasize that all rest is not a goal. We're not trying to empty the mind here. The only thing I'm asking you to do is just to notice and acknowledge whatever your mind is attracted to, using the labels sound, touch, or all rest. Okay, so before we start, I'm going to show you what this meditation might look like. You'll notice that I'm going to say the labels out loud, but that's just so you know what's going on. When you do the meditation, you can just say them silently in your head. Sound. Touch. Touch. Sound. All rest. It'll probably look a little like that. All right, one more thing before we get started. We did all that yoga. Now let's talk a little bit about how you're going to sit. In general, your posture should be something to be aware of, but not to obsess about. The whole idea is just to be comfortable enough that your posture is not going to become a distraction, and alert enough that you're not going to fall asleep while you're meditating. I recommend that people meditate sitting in a chair. All you need to do is make sure your feet are flat on the floor, that your legs and your sit bones feel comfortable in the chair, that your back is away from the back of the chair and sitting up straight and tall. That'll keep you from slouching and starting to drift off. Next thing to do is just put your hands on your knees so that you can have them just resting in your lap. Close your eyes so that you don't have your sight distracting you in meditation. And lastly, just make sure your tongue and jaw are relaxed because we tend to hold so much tension here. You can also check in and make sure your shoulders are relaxed. So overall, you're just sitting in a chair in a way that is straight, alert, upright, but not rigid or where you're straining anything. If you're really concerned about your posture, you can always check out my video about how to sit in a chair for meditation here. But otherwise, I think it's time to get started with your first meditation. Don't forget your labels: sound, touch, or all rest. In a moment, you're going to hear the chime of 3 meditation bells. When you hear the bells, just start to focus on your breath and notice what's going on with it. And then you'll hear my voice chime in to guide you through this meditation. Today we are going to do an external awareness meditation for beginners. But first, let's take just a few moments to connect with our breath. To stay focused on the breath, you might notice and pay attention to the coolness of the air against your nostrils when you inhale. Noticing the feeling of the air passing by your nostrils and into your body. And then noticing the warmth of the air when you exhale. Or you might notice and pay attention to the rise and fall of your chest or belly as you breathe. Or, without controlling the breath, perhaps you notice and pay attention to where your breath is stopping in your body today. Does it stop at your throat or in your chest, or is it getting down into your belly? And now let's take a moment to control the breath. Taking hold of the breath and moving the breath as deep as you can into your belly. Inhaling as fully as you can. Try to inflate the belly full of air, and then letting go of every drop of air that you can with each exhale. Take a few big, deep belly breaths this way. Now you can let go of the breath and take just a brief moment to check in and notice what you notice with your body. Are you still sitting up straight? Is there any strong sensation going on within your body? Or can you even notice the edges of your body? Your body meets the air around it. Now we're going to move into the external awareness meditation. Start to pay attention to your external environment, the things going on around your body or to your body. With each inhale, check in and notice what your mind is attracted to in your external environment, acknowledging it with the labels sound, touch, or all rest. Do this again and again with each inhale, and if your mind wanders, just notice it, and then on your next inhale, come back to noticing what you notice in your external environment, whether it's sound, touch, or all rest. If your mind has wandered, just notice it. And on your next inhale, come back to noticing what you notice in your external environment, whether it's sound, touch, or all rest. If your mind has wandered, just notice it. Be gentle with yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. And on your next inhale, come back to noticing what you notice in your external environment, whether it's sound, touch, or all rest. If you notice your mind has wandered, just acknowledge it. And on your next inhale, come back to just noticing what you notice in your external environment, whether it's sound, touch, or all rest. We're now coming toward the end of the meditation, so I'd like you to conclude by asking yourself the question, what do I now know? What did I notice or learn about myself through this meditation? In a moment, you'll hear the chime of 3 meditation bells. At the end of the 3rd bell, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. Great work! How did it feel? How long do you think that was? Can you believe it was 10 minutes? If you like that meditation and you want to check out more, you can try this full external awareness meditation here. But note that that extended version includes a portion where I ask you to open your eyes and also acknowledge any sight that you notice. Or as another option, you can try that same meditation but focus on your internal environment. So looking at your thoughts, mental images, or feelings. If you want to try an internal awareness meditation, you can get it here. And again, please make sure you check out John's channel, Dutch Smiling Yogi, for more awesome yoga videos from him. You can get it here. Well, I hope this video has been helpful for any beginners who want to start a meditation practice. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a note or post them in the comments below. Do not forget to subscribe for more mindful videos from Kernel of Wisdom. Have a great day and happy meditating. Bye.